Uganda, a sanctuary for the wild. Home to primates that swing through misty canopies and lions that command the sprawling savannas. Every corner teems with life. From the elusive shoebill in the swamps to the great apes of the rainforest, this land pulses with the rhythms of nature and the warmth of its people. Join me in this video as we explore the Pearl of Africa together.
Hey everyone, I'm Yobel, a travel photographer and videographer who spent the past decade exploring over 60 countries, focused on sharing the best of the world with the rest of the world through my lens, from wildlife, landscapes, culture, and everything in between. Uganda holds a special place in my heart, having visited multiple times, with each visit deepening my connection to its untamed beauty. I've also had the privilege of leading organized tours here, sharing this incredible country with travelers and photographers alike. And it's with this experience that I've created this video to share my top travel tips, highlights, and insights about Uganda. Whether you're a fellow photographer, a wildlife enthusiast, or just love exploring new places, I hope you'll find this guide useful. Let's start with where to visit. Uganda is a treasure trove of diverse destinations, each boasting unique topography and rich wildlife. From the dense misty canopies of Bwindi impenetrable forest, home to the mountain gorillas, to the vast savannas of Queen Elizabeth and Murchison Falls National Parks, where lions, leopards, and elephants roam freely. In Kibale, you'll find one of the highest concentrations of chimpanzees in the world, making it a prime spot for primate enthusiasts. You can additionally track them in Queen Elizabeth and Murchison Falls, or spend quality time with the rescues at Ngamba Island Chimp Sanctuary. Don't forget the elusive shoebill stork of Mabamba Swamp, giraffes in Lake Mburo National Park, and the endangered rhinos at Ziwa Rhino Sanctuary. For this recent Uganda vlog series, I traveled for 9 days, starting from Kigali, Rwanda, heading up to Bwindi with a pit stop in Lake Chihafi, flying to Entebbe, driving to Queen Elizabeth National Park, visiting Kibale before returning to Entebbe. I've also explored a route starting in Entebbe, flying to Kibale, then to Bwindi, and driving back through Lake Mburo National Park to Entebbe. Various routes are possible depending on your interests, whether it's focusing on primates or a broader safari experience. You can reach out to me for tailored advice. Ideally, you should spend at least 1 week in Uganda, with the optimal travel time being around 1.5 weeks. So what were my highlights of Uganda? I'll start with the wildlife. The most obvious, but also the most exhilarating, are the mountain gorillas in Bwindi impenetrable forest. Nothing quite matches the rush you feel when, after trekking deep within the dense jungle, you come face to face with a silverback and his family. Memorable moments for me included basically any time the silverback moved, given its imposing features, the comical antics of a playful baby gorilla learning how to climb, and a heart-stopping moment as a mother gorilla pushed past me to get to her children. Chimpanzees, often overshadowed by their larger cousins, offer equally thrilling encounters at a fraction of the cost. Their animated antics and vocal expressions fill the forest with chaotic life, providing a stark contrast to the more subdued gorillas. The craziest encounter I had was on a recent group tour that I organized, as an agitated chimp manhandled a nearby tree before bum rushing between me and one of my guests. While I'm proud that I kept my cool, nothing beats the casual pose of my guest, Dennis, in that moment. The life of a true photographer. Then there's the mysterious shoebill stork in the vast swamps of Mabamba. Facing this prehistoric bird was like stepping back in time to the era of dinosaurs. I still distinctly remember feeling goosebumps when it locked eyes with me through the rain, staring so intensely as if judging the contents of my soul. Anyways, the journey through the swamp itself was also an adventure, because who knew swamps can be so beautiful? In Queen Elizabeth National Park, highlights included a young tree-climbing lion, an encounter with a lion couple so close I could have reached out and touched them, and an intense moment during a boat safari when 2 male elephants duked it out in the river. In Uganda National Park, I had a lucky sighting as we stumbled upon golden monkeys in a bamboo section of the forest, providing clear views as they wandered the forest floor eating the bamboo. The highlight for me was towards the end when I finally won over the curiosity of a shy baby monkey, leading to one of my favorite photo and video moments captured. Beyond wildlife, Uganda's landscapes are breathtaking. My favorite moment was standing atop the mist-covered top of the world in Bwindi. At such a high altitude, we were above the clouds, and it created the illusion that I was on a floating island in a Miyazaki film. And let's not forget the enthusiastic youth of Uganda. One of the key highlights that truly makes visiting worthwhile. Every interaction was a reminder of the vibrant and welcoming spirit that defines this country. For a deeper dive into each of these unforgettable experiences, check out the full episodes of my Uganda series on my channel, links in the description below. Planning a trip to Uganda involves a bit more than just packing your bags. Here's everything you need to know to make your adventure as smooth as possible. Starting with visas and entry requirements. Most travelers will need to secure a tourist visa before arriving in Uganda, including those coming from the States. You can check online for their e-visa process. If you're entering Uganda via Rwanda or plan to visit Kenya and/or Rwanda, consider the East African Tourist Visa. It's an easier visa process and covers all 3 countries. Yellow fever vaccination is mandatory for entry, so make sure to get this done in advance and bring your vaccination card with you. So when's the best time to visit? Uganda's weather doesn't vary much as it straddles the equator, averaging mid-20 degrees Celsius year-round. The rainy seasons are from March to May and September to November, which can impact wildlife sightings, but it also means fewer tourists and lower costs. Personally, I've traveled primarily within the rainy season, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my time and had excellent sightings. From a health perspective, consider taking malaria tablets, especially if you're traveling during the rainy season. While the risks are low, it can provide peace of mind, especially when those pesky mosquitoes inevitably bite you. Here's some advice for gorilla trekking, which generally applies for the chimp treks as well. You have the option to book the 1-hour or 4-hour experience. This indicates the amount of time you spend with the gorilla family once you encounter them. The 1-hour option, it involves fully habituated gorillas that are accustomed to human presence, which makes it my recommended option. The 4-hour experience is aimed at habituating new gorilla families, which can be more shy or skittish around humans. And also keep in mind the 4-hour permits, they're double the cost at around $1,500 as of 2025. Trekking durations can vary dramatically. I've had treks as short as an hour to as long as 6 hours. Also, the terrain can be challenging as you're cutting directly through the dense and steep jungle, basically creating your own path to the apes. With that said, the pace is usually adjusted to accommodate for all the travelers. The group sizes are limited to 8 per gorilla family to ensure you have an intimate but also a safe experience for everyone involved. Once you've encountered the apes, that's when the 1 or 4-hour timer begins. You'll be required to wear face masks to prevent disease transmission with the primates. That's where the neck gaiters come in, as they're an acceptable alternative, and it's what I would recommend. As for the encounter itself, the key is to always listen to the instructions of your trek guide and the rangers. These are wild animals capable of destroying you in mere seconds, so respecting their space and behavior is crucial for your safety and their well-being. While the wildlife sightings are never guaranteed, gorilla and chimp encounters are highly likely thanks to the advanced scouts and coordination with the guides and the rangers, so make sure to tip them for their efforts. Speaking of which, let me share my thoughts and recommendations for tipping. While it's not required, it is highly appreciated and much deserved, as everyone from the hotel staff, the guides, the drivers, and the porters, they all work tirelessly to provide you the best Ugandan experience. You can use this chart that I created as a reference guide. Lastly, there are plenty of high-quality accommodations throughout Uganda, or whatever fits your budget. If you need recommendations, feel free to reach out to me or check out Karingo Safaris, with whom I've partnered with for all of my tours. Alright, let's dive into how I pack for Uganda, starting with the essentials, most of which fit in my Samsonite Ecodiver check-in bag. You can find all my gear linked in the description below. I opt for a soft case when flying within Uganda since they use smaller charter planes that have a 15 kg soft bag limit. I pack activewear shirts and trekking pants, mostly from Colombia. I pack my undergarments, of course, waterproof socks for the treks, and leg gaiters, which are a lifesaver against mud, sharp branches, and forest ants during the jungle treks. Also bring a pair of gloves if you're doing the treks, it'll protect your hands. Definitely bring a rain jacket. And for sun protection, bring the hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, and arm sleeves. The last one, it's great for people like me with tattoos. Neck gaiters are also a must. It's great for hikes and it doubles as a face mask during ape encounters. And if I have space, I'll throw in a pair of normal shoes or sandals. The hiking boots I'll wear with me on the actual flight. You can't forget bug repellents, first aid kit, and toiletries. And then with the remaining space, I'll throw in all my non-battery camera accessories, like the tripods, gimbal heads, camera straps, lens filters, and cables. For context, all this packed up comes in at around 12 kgs. Moving to my primary carry-on, the Gitzo Adventure 30-liter backpack. This bag is super durable, comfortable, and surprisingly spacious. It fits my Nikon Z9 camera with the 400mm f2.8 lens attached, along with a couple of other lenses like a 20mm f1.8 for the wide shots and a 70-200 f2.8 or 85mm f1.2 for the distant or low light shots. I also packed my DJI Mic 2 microphones, a shotgun mic, and a couple of think tank bags stuffed with spare batteries, memory cards, chargers, and cables. Now for my Peak Design everyday sling bag. This little wonder is like Harry Potter's magical suitcase, and it's way roomier than it looks. It holds my Nikon Z6 III camera with a 24-70mm lens, my 14-inch MacBook, charger and power bank, universal adapter, as well as an Osmo Pocket 3 action camera. Plus, of course, my passport and wallet. And the best part, it's usually not weighed by airline staff, so packing it with heavy essentials can save you a headache at check-in. This becomes my go-to bag that I wear when I'm going out for photo shoots. This trio of bags ensures that I'm covered from airport to savannah to jungle for the smoothest of adventures. When it comes to capturing the wild beauty of Uganda, your camera gear can make all the difference, especially during the intimate, chaotic moments of a gorilla or chimpanzee trek. For those without DSLRs or mirrorless cameras, don't worry, you can still capture stunning photos and videos. Smartphones and action cameras these days, they work really well for the jungle treks, especially during the unpredictable close encounters you might have with the primates. I also use a mix of my Osmo Pocket 3, iPhone 15 Pro, the GoPro, Insta360 X4, and Go 3 to ensure that I never miss a shot. I usually travel with two cameras, my Nikon Z9 for my primary wildlife shots, and my Nikon Z6 III focused on capturing all my day-in-the-life travel moments. During gorilla treks, a 70-200mm f2.8 lens is my favorite for its focal range and incredible versatility, and it performs really well in low-light conditions within these dense forests. I've also had great success with an 85mm f1.2 lens for its exceptional low-light captures on these treks. For chimpanzee treks, all the same recommendations apply. The only difference is that some of my photographer clients, including myself, have used our 400mm f2.8 lens inside the jungle. If you can handle the weight, it does offer unmatched quality for these close-up portraits of chimps. I don't recommend it for the gorilla treks, given the larger size of the gorillas means it's harder to keep in frame. For jeep and boat safaris, a lens within a 300 to 400mm focal length is what I recommend. For me, I use my 400mm f2.8 lens. It allows you to capture faraway subjects while maintaining the best quality of your shot. Lastly, when it comes to photographing the people and culture of Uganda, shooting with the 400mm f2.8 or 85mm f1.2 is a luxury that's hard to beat. However, the 24-70mm and 70-200mm f2.8 are my favorites for producing high-quality portraits with best-in-class versatility. And that brings us to the end of our journey through Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. I hope this guide has inspired you and equipped you with the knowledge to plan your own adventure in this country. And if you want to dive deeper into what each day looked like, check out the full episodes of my Uganda travel vlog series right here on my channel. You can also watch my extended 4K Ugandan wildlife videos, also on my channel, and they're set to some relaxing music. For those who are interested in experiencing Uganda for themselves, I organize group and private tours to provide a unique and personal way to explore this incredible country. Feel free to reach out directly to me for more information. Thank you so much for watching, for your support, and for sharing this journey with me. Take care, and see you in the next video.